Professor Z here with a tutorial about how to make music with GarageBand with no musical talent whatsoever. You can use this for any of your projects, podcasting, movies, whatever it is. So if you don't want to pay for a subscription or pay for music, make your own music. If you don't have talent, no problem. You can still do it with the built-in loops and things that are inside GarageBand. So here I have, this is the starting screen for GarageBand. Choose a project. So we have our new project, your recent projects. There's even stuff for learning to play and other things on here as well. You have a template. We're going to start with a new project. So I'm going to go ahead and hit choose here. And we come to here, choose a track type. So you can start with an instrument, start with the drum track, however you want to start it. We're not going to use the middle two. I'm going to start with the drum track. Now I'm not going to go into every single detail in this video. I'm just going to go over the top part. The point is to show you where you can get started, what the possibilities are, and then for you to really have fun in fine-tuning and playing with all the different features within GarageBand. So now we have a track already came up. It's under hip-hop. I'm going to change. I've been doing hip-hop a lot. I'm going to do something different. Let's see. Let's do some alternative, my early 90s, garage rock. There we go. So it's already created a beat. We have up here, if you look at the very top middle here, it shows where we are in the timeline for our beats and measures. We have a tempo, so this is 130 beats per minute. We also have a key signature and a time signature. So this is in C major by default and 4/4 timing by default. We can all change these now. We can change them later. You can change them as many times as you want. That's the great part about this. So I'm going to hit the loop button here real quick. So this right here is loop. That way, if I want to tweak things, I want to hear it over and over again without having to stop start. By the way, if you don't see this left side of the screen, on the top left here, this little button opens and closes the library on the left here. So here we have in the alternative genre, and I've chosen garage rock. So there's different drummers for each one. So if you click on one, it's going to change that. Plus, underneath that, they have different sounds. Oh, I like the heavy one. And you'll see if when I click on one, it shows me this little control area in the bottom here with the mix. I can change the volume of the individual parts of this drum kit. I can also turn parts on. I turn off the kick drum. So you can turn on things on and off. If I double click on the track, you'll see now that I have other things in here, so I can make it more complex or simple. So you can do a lot of things in here, tweaking features. I'm just going to kind of leave it as is for right now. What I am going to do is I'm going to make it longer because this is a very short. This is only 8 measures so far, not very long. In fact, if I hit this drop down and show you the time, we're only at just about 15 seconds. So let's make this a little longer. I'm just going to click here. You see when I bring my mouse to the edge here, that little circle icon is the loop. I can extend this out. I'm extending out my loop, opening out to here. So now we have a longer loop, and if I want that looping feature still, I can extend that out as well. Now we need to bring some instruments in. So let's find the loops of instruments. On the top right here, I have a little loop icon. Click on that. Here are all the instruments. And you can see I have all packs downloaded. I actually have more than what's in GarageBand. So let's just hit GarageBand and see what's in there. This is what you will have for free without paying extra. And we can also search by instrument or genre or description. So maybe we'll do instrument and we'll look up, this is grunge music. So let's get a guitar in here. So under guitars, there we go. We got guitars. Is there a grunge guitar? That'd be great. Let's see here. So these three right here are all the same, from the same thing, gearbox, you can see. So let's layer them on top of each other and see what happens here. We're going to put this one right here with the beginning of the drums, and we'll extend this out the whole time for right now. Let's hear the combo together. All right, so now let's bring that muted one in somewhere. Maybe that starts at the same time. Oh, now we're going to bring that lead guitar in, right? Oops. That lead guitar sounds horrible. Let's find a different lead guitar. That sounds awesome. But you know, it doesn't sound good against this part, so let's drop this out altogether and see what happens. Maybe we'll extend this one out. Still not happy with this guitar. Let's see if we can find something else that we like. Let's put this back in here. Let's add something else. So let's drop something else in here. See, so let's undo guitars. Let's see. Oh, we didn't put any bass guitar in yet. Oh my goodness, we gotta put a bass in here somewhere. Now I'm looking at just long phrases here. Let's see. Oops. See on the right here, these are how long the measures are, or how many beats there are. Let's see, beats. So I'm looking at longer ones. You can actually sort them by that too. You know what, let's put this one in. All right, let's find a different bass for the end. That's really complicated. What happened to this? Yeah, I don't like how that ended. Whoa. I'm not really sure why it keeps doing that. So there, I just made a 44-second piece of music. I'm using really 3 instruments. I got guitar, 2 guitars basically, and a bass line and a drum kit. But you can add in so many more things. You know, I could have fun and just start adding a tambourine in if I want to. If you want to just hear how that sounds real quick. It may or may not work. It's all about experimentation. You can't go wrong. There's shakers, congas, mallets. All these things are at your disposal to try to do anything with. Once you have this laid down, you can come back to the top. Right now, again, it's still on the time. Hit that drop down again. Go back to beats and projects. And we can change that tempo. Maybe we want to slow it down a little bit. Let's slow this down. All right, or let's put it back to where it was. Oh, we're at 120-ish. Maybe we change the key that it's in and put it in E minor. Or D minor. B flat major. So you can play around with that. You can also change your time signature. Oops, that was weird. Do some really weird things. So you can have fun playing around with all this. And these are all built-in loops into GarageBand. You might have to download them the first time you try this, but it's well worth it because they're all free. You've created an original piece of music now, and so you can use this online without worry about copyright protection because YouTube is not going to find this because this is all brand new to its algorithm when you create this. These are all software instruments that were built in that you can manipulate to do whatever you want. A couple more things I want to show you real quick before we export this. First of all, one thing we didn't do yet is save it. Always make sure, just hit Command S here and save it. So this is going to be, I'm going to call this grunge music bed. This is my grunge music, right? I'm going to hit save. And again, I could extend this out longer. I'm just doing a kind of a short little segment right here. If you want to mix levels up and down, you can, individually change the entire track. So I can make the drums louder or softer with these sliders on the left here. Now, if I wanted to get more manipulative as far as fading parts up and down within the track, I have to turn on the automation, which is not on by default, which I think is weird. But in Mix, you have a thing called Show Automation. It's also the shortcut A. And here it is. Here's my automation. And now I can click the A button. It's also does that way too. And with that on, once you have the automation turned on, you can see the volume line. So if I just click in here, this yellow line is my volume line for that track. And if I want to make a fade anywhere in here, I can click and make a key node, make another one there, and then when I drag them, I have created a fade. If I solo that out real quick, you can hear that fade. So that is how I would go in and do that. And now I'm going to shut that off because I don't want to see it all the time. So that would be how I would manipulate within the track itself. And now that we've done this and you're happy with your product, you go to the share menu up here, export song to disk, and you're going to choose, I would choose WAV because that's the highest uncompressed form. What's important to do is come up to where it's named and get rid of this junk on the right here, because other programs are not going to recognize the special characters, the comma, the period. It's going to confuse other editing programs that aren't made by Apple. So delete that, and just leave the name of it and hit export. And that's it. You've created your own music track. So have fun experimenting and playing with this. I hope you found this very helpful. And until next time, enjoy.